Hello, crew. How is everyone today? We're talking about the algorithm today, the Facebook algorithm. How does it work in 2020? But more importantly, how do we get it to work for you? So the algorithm is something that we can't escape. We don't necessarily understand it, but if we can have some kind of, understanding of the algorithm, how it works and how we can work it in our favor, then that's a good thing because the algorithm is always changing. Some people blame the algorithm on their content not working or not being seen, where it could actually be the content that you're putting out there or that you just don't really understand what Facebook is looking for. So it's really important to not go overboard with obsessing about the algorithm. We don't want to do that because the algorithm isn't going to help you if you've got, a really confusing brand content that's going all over the place and it doesn't give value. So the algorithm isn't always the answer to everything. Sometimes we need to look in the mirror regarding our business as to how you're branding yourself on social media. What's the message that you're putting out? What value are you providing people on social media? That's really the key. If you're doing all of that and you've got all that sorted out, then we can have a look at things in more detail, like the algorithm. And it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing, what value I'm bringing, and the information that I'm providing on social media. Now, how do I get more leverage out of social media and have the algorithm work for me instead of against me? Okay, does that make sense, guys? So we do want to know about the algorithm and how it changes and when it changes, and when it changes its signals, what does it mean? And I'll explain a little about that in the video, but we certainly don't want to obsess about the algorithm. We want to make sure you're giving really, really good content. So that's the main thing. Okay, so if we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. So we have the most amazing community here of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, MLM, and I teach people to bring their business online and leverage social media with modern online strategies to build your business. So the last thing we want to do is convince anybody to go into business with us, or that our product is the best and sell type thing. We truly want to attract people to us. So depending what we do on social media, the activities that we do, how we brand ourselves, the content you give, those kind of things, and you can truly attract people to you instead of having a hard sell. And that's what we do here on this page. So I do welcome you here. If anyone is new to our community, please make yourself known so our awesome community here can say hello to you. So let's say a quick hello to a few people. Who's on? We've got Lynn on. How are you? Gloria, how are you today? Good to see you on. Hello, Mel. Good to see you on. Mel's got the emojis going on. So we do have some emojis for our communities. So we've got the palm tree, which is just a reflection of our general online crew community here. The fish is for those in our free Facebook group, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. Some of you may be watching from the group right now. I'm broadcasting on my business page where it has top fan badges and those kind of things, and also in my free group at the same time. The cruise ship emoji down there is for our online crew leaders in my coaching community. We get more hands-on with training. And then the anchor, it means that Mel is a life member of our coaching community. So she's stuck with me for life. It's a good thing, Mel. Good morning, Michael. High five, Mike. How are you? We've got Olive in the house. How are you, Olive? Olive's also a life member. So is Michael. Great to see you guys on. We've got, hang on. What's going on here? Hello, Patricia. How are you? We've got Edith on. Heather. Good to see you on. Hello, Janet. Good to see you here. Heather's got the emojis going on. Hello, Julie. Great to see you here. Judy and Bob, how are you? Do we have Helen yet? Was I a bit delayed on this broadcast? I was talking, but I don't think anybody was here. So whether it was recording or not, I'm not sure. So maybe that question indicates that maybe it wasn't live straight away. I had the same problem yesterday. I was talking, but it didn't really start. Hello, Adeline. How are you? We've got Sashi on, Jennifer. Good to see you guys here. How are you all doing today? Are you doing well? Those in the video challenge, how are you going? I just did a live video in the video challenge to give you content for days 9 to 13, guys. So that's in the video challenge group now. So you can go over here there and get the content for the coming days. So my StreamYard finally registered. We got there, Gloria. I'm glad to see. Yeah, Gloria was just having a few problems there. We got the fish for the free group. We've got Brittany on, Kimberly, Sushi's in the free group. We've got Gloria. Can't do the symbols, but it's got all the emojis sort of going on. Hello, Renee. How are you? Hello, Patricia. Good to see you on. Mel, happy to be stuck with you. Likewise. Hello, Susan. How you going? Edith is a live member. No notice of you going live today. Yeah, I had a notice this morning about 2 hours ago. So, yeah, it should have been. Should have been. I did it before I dropped the kids off to school. So, hi, Andrea. How are you? Go Live has been a blast. So, Susan is enjoying the video challenge. So, good to hear. For those of you that are unaware, we're on roughly, depending where people are around the world, we're roughly on about 6, 7, and 8, I will say, depending on people where they are around the world, of a 21-day online crew video challenge. So good luck to those guys. So let's, oh yeah, Mel said there was a notice. Patricia got the notice. So there was a notice, Gloria. For some reason it didn't hit you. Gloria, you may have to turn your notifications back on. I reckon what's happened when you've cleared your data, it's cleared, maybe cleared your notifications, Gloria. So you might have to turn the notifications back on for my page. That might be what that is, Gloria. So just for those of you that caught my live last week, Facebook, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe go back and look out for the video where I've said, you know, new emojis, new Facebook tool, and something else. There were 3 things that I talked about. And there's a new tool that Facebook has enabled users, and you all would have got an alert that is alerting you to basically clear your history. So it enables, you know, for tracking to be stopped, which if it is an issue for you, then, you know, that's fine. But it does clear a lot of things. So Gloria cleared her, you know, used the tool, but it stopped her access for StreamYard in the free group. It may have cleared your notifications, Gloria. So maybe that's what it was. So you'll have to redo some things and permissions and logins and stuff like that if you do it. Okay. Len, I'm loving the video challenge. Is thought-provoking, eye-opening, and healing. Amazing. Like you always say, much more than a video challenge. It is so much more than a video challenge. It is growth. It is personal development. It is healing. It is tears. It is laughter. It is a lot of fun. It's all of the above. And I just give amazing, you know, awesome credit to those that participate every time. You are doing great too. Is that to me or to somebody else? Hi, Tammy. How are you? Okay. And those of you that don't know who Henry is, it's my little fish in the background here that keeps track of sort of calm poke. Now, I've got a whole lot of notes here on the Facebook algorithm. So this is not my words or ideas. This is an article that I came across that I thought was really, really valuable information for you guys to understand as well as myself, because we're always learning, and we're always learning about the algorithm and how it changes. And the more we can understand it, the better we can, you know, I guess, prepare appropriate content and know what to do as far as our activity on Facebook to maximize the opportunities that, you know, the Facebook sort of affords us. Okay. So what I found really interesting is I've always known and say to students often, like it was almost a daily sort of comment from me. You know, those of you in my branding course would know this as well that are going through my branding course at the moment, that it's sort of a rough statistic that if you're on a business page and you've got an X amount of sort of followers, that Facebook only puts our content in front of about 8 to 10% of, you know, our fans and followers. So a lot of people need to realize that because maybe you have 500 people on your page or 1,000 people on your page or something, and you get 30 video views. And it's like, that's crap. My business page is dead. As they say, you have to pay to play and all those kind of things. But when you really look at the numbers, it tells a different story. So Facebook sends our content organically to roughly about 8 to 10% is the statistic, the latest statistic that I've heard and I've been using. So get this. As of late 2019, average reach for Facebook posts was down by 2.2%, meaning that brands like businesses could reasonably expect their posts to be seen by about 5.5% of their page's followers. So it's kind of like half of the latest statistic. So when you are gauging whether your business page is awful or not, I mean, one thing is for sure, you have to sort out your brand and your content and all the rest of it, so people know what you're about and what you do and the value that you give to be there in the first place. So if your page is confusing, if you're all over the place, if your content is all over the place, people won't stay. So we want those fans and followers to be genuine fans and followers. Don't ever, ever, ever pay for likes. Don't ever butcher your likes in any way or just put it out to anybody and everybody. Even sometimes your friends and family, they're not in your target market, so you don't want them on your business page, because the last thing you want is a whole lot of followers on your business page that are not in your target market. So then the 5.5% that Facebook is putting your content in front of, if they're not in your target market, then your content's been putting in front of people that will never become a lead or buy anything off you. So it's a whole lot of wasted effort. So you got to keep up with this stuff, guys, because we want the right people there. We want only the people in your target market on your business pages. That's why I'll always harp on about branding and message and content creation and giving value and all that kind of stuff, because we don't want your efforts on social media to be wasted. We want them to count. So the people that are on our page, we want them to count and to be the right people. Sometimes you may need to clean that out. This is all the kind of stuff that I'm going to be diving in deep in my bootcamp in February in my coaching community. It's called Boost Your Business Page Bootcamp. The link to my coaching community is up above. That's going to be in about 2 weeks' time. All things business pages, all this kind of stuff regarding who's there, content, how do we boost, the right people there? How do we find the right people? How do we get them to engage more? All of that kind of stuff. So organic reach is down. Probably shouldn't be surprised about that. So what do we do about that? There's certain things that we're going to go through, and I'm going to go through 9 things here to help the algorithm work in your favor. But you've got to give damn good content, guys. You've really got to concentrate and treat this like a business, because if you just got a business page and you whack up whatever you feel like you want to whack up, and it's a bit of this and a bit of that and whatever, you're probably not going to get a lot of traction from your business page. So we need to be smarter about it. So, it's not all bad news. You just got to be strategic, and you got to learn all of this kind of stuff and keep up with it. So your effort is maximized, not minimized. Make sense? Lynn, questionnaire. Is this just for business pages or Facebook as a whole? Well, roughly as a whole, because just because somebody is a friend of yours on a personal profile doesn't mean they're going to see your stuff. I get caught with all that all the time with my friends and family. I've got so many of my business colleagues and online friends, on my personal profile, that they're the people that I'm communicating with. So I often don't see my sister's content on Facebook, because Facebook doesn't send it to me unless I go looking for it, because they send my content to the people that I'm interacting with the most. So that's how Facebook works. The people that you interact with the most, it's like, oh, these people like each other. We'll send more content back and forth to each other. So if you have, the occasional post with somebody, with family, you might miss it. And I miss my family's posts often because I'm not communicating with them all the time like I'm communicating with other people. And then they're like, well, didn't you see my Facebook post? It's like, well, no, sorry, I didn't. Because Facebook has got about 3,000 pieces of content that they have to work out about 300 of them to put in front of you in your personal profile. So how many Facebook friends do you have? And this is where, there's strategies out there from different gurus. you should have 5,000 friends. Just keep friending. Facebook friend 5 people a day. Like, if you don't know them and you're not interacting with them, it doesn't actually help you much. Like, sometimes we need to clean out our personal friend profile from people that have said they're friends, and you look at your friends list and you go, I don't even know who the hell that is. Like, it doesn't help you as far as your organic reach or getting your content into the people, in front of the people that you want to get in front of, because there's all these people there that you don't know. So it does work. The concept of a business page or personal profile, Facebook has got way too much content from everybody for everybody to see everything. So just because somebody is a friend of yours on your Facebook profile does not mean they are going to see your content. So it does sort of work for both. Okay. Andrea, what about paying for a likes campaign using the same targets as an ad? Well, it depends what your targeting is and whether that is in your target market. But that's the whole purpose of a likes campaign on a business page, to find your awesome target market. So yes, likes campaign are an awesome concept for a business page, because you're bringing people to your page that are in your target market because you've targeted them. As long as you've got your targeting right. If you don't have your targeting right, it's not going to help you. So that really comes down to, your targeting. So yes, it's a good thing. Okay. So let me move on. So in 2020, Facebook's focus, that's not a bad thing, Edith. Sorry, I just call it her comment there. I know everyone on my personal page, only about 250 people. So that's a good thing, because you'll see a lot of your friends and they'll see a lot of, it depends how many friends they've got. But, and it can work both ways. Like, some gurus will say, Facebook friend everybody, have 5,000 friends because you got more potential. You decide. I'll let you decide. But just remember, the algorithm has got a roughly, and this is probably old data now, because this is data I've been talking about for a number of months. Think about 3,000 pieces of content that Facebook has to choose that could be relevant to you in your newsfeed. And Facebook has to make a decision on which 300 they put in front of you every day. Okay, not that you'll see it all, but that's what they're putting in your newsfeed if you keep scrolling and do nothing else with your day. Okay, so they've got to decide through their factors and their algorithm whose content they put in front of you. So it's like your content. They need to decide with your content who they're going to put that in front of. So the people that you interact with the most are more likely to see it. Okay, so but in 2020, Facebook's focus is on making its platform more transparent for users and giving people more direct control on what they see. For instance, Facebook has conducted multiple surveys to gather data and opinions straight from users. So users are having a much more of a say, and Facebook is, changing things as dependent upon what users are happy or not happy with. Okay, and so now there's even a button that you can click that says, why is this post showing up in my newsfeed? So you see a post and what's the reason that is showing up in my newsfeed? You can click the little arrow on the side and push the button that says, why am I seeing this in my newsfeed? And Facebook will tell you the reason why you're seeing it in the newsfeed and why you're being targeted. Like, there's all sorts of things that are coming up so people can control a little bit more, and they might pull down that little arrow and say, I don't want to see this content. Hide this content. So there's a lot more control from users as to what they see. And it's changed, guys. It's like just things, there's a bit of a history here. So in 2016, it was all prioritizing family and friends content. Nothing was really as public as it is now, but that's what Zuckerberg has said he's going back to, more sort of private content back on personal profiles. And things that were informative and entertaining got priority back in 2016. But then it moved because, when was it? Was it 2019? Yeah, 2019, Facebook got into a lot of trouble because stuff that was entertaining and getting a lot of engagement there was a lot of highly political stuff and a lot of engagement baiting posts that got a lot of interaction. So then Facebook got themselves in trouble for favoring content that was just silly or entertaining or maybe highly political and stuff like that. So, then they changed it again. So, they set their priorities for those that got a high value of engagement, but then that got them into trouble because a lot of people got worked up about the content that they were seeing. So Facebook can't win, really. And they started showing a lot of fake news, like they couldn't tell the difference between real news and fake news, and that got them into trouble as well. So this is what's happening in 2020 that you want to understand. As of 2020, Facebook has stated that its focus is on helping users understand the algorithm and take control of the ranking signals to give it better feedback. So the algorithm works on ranking signals. So signals fire off for different things, and every piece of content you produce is being measured against these signals. Okay, so these there's ranking signals, there's like engagement, all those kind of things. So I just want to explain here, ranking signals are data points about a user's past behavior and the behavior of everyone else on the platform too. So for instance, are people sharing the post with their friends? How often do they like the post? Who's the post from? Are they watching video? Like everybody's being tracked. And whatever anybody does, like there used to be huge favoritism towards the like button years ago. And then it shifted. It's like, no, we don't like the like button anymore. We want the love or the wow emoji. Like I've said that, last year, don't use the like button anymore. Use the wow and the love button. You'll see that a lot from me when I'm replying to you. I will use, like some people might think, well, why is she sending me something with love in it? But I never, ever, ever use the like button. Or very occasionally. I should never say never. I always use the love or the wow emoji because that's what gets favored in the signaling. Okay, so those little things all make a difference. So Facebook mentions 3 major categories of ranking signals. Who the user typically interacts with is one of their major signals. The type of media in the post. So what you're doing, video, external links, they don't get as much exposure. Photos, images, written words, things like that. Video is number 1 in the ranking, okay? And the popularity of the post. So this is why it's always important when you put a post up, if it's something really important to you or a live video that you've just done, if people engage relatively quickly and you can engage relatively quickly back, it sends signals to Facebook, this is popular. People are engaging and the author is engaging back. We will send this out to more people. So the speed at which you react to engagements is also important in the rankings. So okay, so let's move on to 9 tips for working with the Facebook algorithm that are being suggested. Okay, Eleanor, what have you said there? For the past 3 weeks, my reach per post and live video went down. Christmas time, I was reaching about 200 to 300 people, and now I'm lucky if I reach 120. I do live selfie stories and I have a likes campaign running. I don't know what to do anymore. So be careful of making sweeping judgments in a short period of time. It doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. You need to evaluate your page. You need to evaluate what you're putting on your page. You need to evaluate your brand. You need to go into your audience insights. You need to see when people are there, what time they're there, the length of your videos. There are so many things that you can evaluate. That's all the stuff that I'll be going through in the bootcamp and the coaching community in a couple of weeks' time. So you just need to do some evaluation on your page. Christmas time, people are active. Like also take into consideration the activeness of people, at certain times of the year. So people are active, they're happier, they've got time off, they might have more time to scroll. There is a lot of competition though, because more people are posting their sales and stuff like that. But we also have to take the seasons and different occasions like Christmas time and holidays and stuff like that all into consideration. So I would encourage you, Eleanor, to evaluate. Look at the numbers. And don't gauge things. This is the worst thing we can do. And I'm not saying you're doing this, Eleanor, because you've actually quoted numbers. So that's a good thing. But the last thing you want to do with your business page is make statements or sweeping judgments on emotion. So my page is down, my organic reach is down, no one's interacting. Like I mentor students all the time on this. And it's like, okay, let's have a look at the numbers. Okay, so you got that many on your page. Okay, knowing on average what Facebook is sending to, okay, you got that many lives. So you got that many lives out of that much organic reach. That's amazing. You got that much engagement out of that much reach. Amazing. Let's just do some strategies to get your reach up and that engagement and interaction. So look at the numbers. Don't play around with emotion, guys, because it won't do you any favors as an entrepreneur to make statements like, oh, my business page doesn't work, or no one's watching my lives, or no one's engaging and interacting with me. So is that just your thoughts? Is that just your emotion that's telling you that? Or have you actually analyzed all the numbers in your insights on your business page? So think smartly and strategically as a business owner trying to build a business online, okay? So I need to move on. I'll whiz through these 9 tips for working with the Facebook algorithm. So 1, start conversations that get people talking to each other. Interesting one. I like that. So according to Facebook, one of the algorithm's key ranking signals is whether a user has previously engaged with your page. That's true. I've heard that before. So if somebody comes back to your page, they've been there before, they come back, they engage, that's huge for these rankings. Okay, so you want repeat people. That's why you got to be clear about your brand, the value that you're offering, and be really, really clear and congruent with all of that kind of stuff, because that will keep people returning. And while no one is going to interact with your brand page like they would their friend's page, those likes and shares go a long way towards increasing the reach of your future posts. That means you have to put in the elbow grease before the algorithm can start to recognize and reward your page's value. So one of the signals, so really take this in, guys, one of the signals is repeat, visitors to your page, repeat engagement. When you get that, they will reward you, but you've got to get it first. How do you get it first? You need a good brand, you need good content, you need to give good value. So you got to earn it, and then Facebook will reward you for it. Okay, so are you earning it? Look there before you look at the algorithm. Blame the algorithm for what's going on. Look at your page first. So the algorithm will work for you when you're doing the elbow grease first. That's basically what it's saying. So at the end of the day, the best way to earn more engagement is to be genuine. How many times have I said this? Or maybe try being curious, funny, interesting, inspiring, or educational. This is all the stuff that I talk about on a regular basis. So curious, funny, interesting, inspiring, educational, all those kind of things, but being genuine is what's going to help you get more engagement, which is then going to help the algorithm work better for you. Okay. Number 2, post when your audience is online. Do you even know that? Have you even looked at that? Have you looked at your audience insights to see when your people are online? Are you building your business intentionally online, or are you just winging it? Most of you would be winging it. So recently, another ranking signal that matters more is the algorithm selects which post to show to people. Newer is better, now is best. What do they mean by that? But when is your audience online? So interestingly, now this is a general statement, so I'm not sure where this data comes from, but they've said business to business. So you need to sort out what you're doing. Most of you will be business to consumer. You're trying to get consumers. But if you're business to business, so you're a business trying to sell something to another business, B2B brands post perform best between 9 and 2 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay? Business to consumer, so B2C. Not sure if you've heard those marketing terms before, B2B and B2C. So B2C means business to consumer, which would be most of you. Perform best at noon on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I would take that as a bit of, grain of salt, because I want to know what my audience is saying to me on my page. And when my people are there, the peak times of when people are there, you've got all that data. So you can't get that on a personal profile. If any of you are wondering, this is only on a business page. So interesting stats, Not sure of the data where they got all that, where they got that from, but interesting to note that they're saying business consumer is midday. Maybe people are having lunch breaks or whatever, I don't know. But have a look in your audience insights, because all of you have different businesses, different brands, different content, you're giving different value. You're all there for different reasons. Similar in this industry, but you're all connected to different businesses and building different brands. So you have to take into consideration what you're doing. I wouldn't take that for gospel for every one of you. Okay. Number 3, never post content that will get you down ranked. Now, what that means is content that sends people off Facebook will get down ranked. So I didn't for a long time while I was building my page put any external links in the description of my videos. Now I do, because I've tracked it and it doesn't seem to hurt me as much as it used to. Okay, if you're a brand new business page, I would not recommend having external links that go off a Facebook. So YouTube, your website, things like that. It doesn't mean you can't. You just don't want to do it all the time, because that'll really hurt your page. So those kind of things, engagement baiting. So, I'll say this for purposes of this training video, but this is what you don't want to do. I wouldn't say to you guys, click like if you agree, or comment the word training down below if you want some more training on this. Like, that's what I used to say. We can't say that now because that's considered engagement baiting, whether you write it or you say it. Facebook is scanning all our words. So that's considered engagement baiting, and it will bring down your organic reach. So obviously you don't want to participate in any activities that will get you down ranked. Other things that they've mentioned here is things that are fairly obvious, like, offensive or prohibited content. In our industry, this is huge because Facebook doesn't particularly like our industry. So content that is directly related to, MLM and selling, money-making opportunities online, things like that. I shouldn't really say those words on this video, but that kind of content they don't like. So they'll, you may not get shut down originally, but your organic reach will just get shot. Your stuff won't be shown to anybody because Facebook doesn't like it. Even health stuff, they're really strict on now for those of you in the health and wellness industry. You talk about that on your page. If you mention specific ailments or you use the word you have problems with, and you mention a disease or something like that, that's big trouble, because you can't call people out like that. If you ever put that in a Facebook ad, you'll probably get your ad account shut down, let alone the ad being disapproved. Like, they're a lot stricter on those kind of things. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be very careful not to be offensive, not to push money-making opportunities, not to specifically mention any particular health concerns, not to call people out or anything by using the word you. That came up in our branding course yesterday. Somebody just boosted some Facebook Lives and they both got disapproved, and we looked at the headings and both of them had the word you in it. So, I'm sure she won't mind me sharing that. Not that I've said who it was, but you've just got to be really careful with content that is going to limit your organic reach, because you're putting content out there, but it's not being shown to anybody. So you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Number 4, post high quality videos longer than 3 minutes. Okay. So, what have they said? So they're measuring loyalty and intent. Videos that people search for and return to will be favored. Video length and video duration. Videos that people watch past the 1 minute mark and that are longer than 3 minutes will rank higher. Originality, videos that aren't repurposed from other sources. I can't tell you how many pages that I look at and they're just shared videos from other people. There's no original content. That will not get much exposure or organic reach. So they want original content from you. They want original videos from you, not other people's videos. And that have plenty of added value. Value every time. If you are a video creator on Facebook, keep those guidelines in mind so that you're giving the algorithm exactly the kind of videos it wants. Definitely longer than 3 minutes and definitely concentrating on value. That's what the algorithm wants, okay? They don't want, yeah, there was an explanation of this earlier. They don't want cat videos. They don't want viral engagement baiting, cat videos, stuff like that. Okay, number 5, Post often and consistently. So don't misunderstand that. That doesn't mean 5 to 10 times a day. Post often could just mean daily. Okay, so once a day on a personal profile or something like that. So post often and consistently. On a business page, you should be posting every day. On a personal profile, you should be posting almost every day. Like, depends what you're doing, what your strategies are, and all that kind of stuff. But you want to post often and consistently. Like, don't disappear off Facebook for 2 weeks and then wonder why the algorithm's not working for you when you suddenly come back in and have a little spurt of an effort. Post often and consistently all the time. All the time. Do not disappear for days or weeks on end on Facebook if you're trying to build a business online. According to Facebook pages that post often are more likely to be meaningful to their audience. Therefore, posting frequently is a ranking signal that will affect how high up in the newsfeed your posts are placed. So if you are posting consistently and often, you're going to rank higher in the newsfeed. They're going to choose your content over somebody that disappears for 3 weeks, come back, puts a piece of content up there. They think it's amazing, even if it is amazing. If you're not posting regularly and often, it may not make a difference, even if it's an awesome post. Okay. Number 6. Leverage Facebook groups that are meaningful to your audience. Facebook loves Facebook groups. Groups create a sense of community, and Facebook is huge on creating sense of community. So Facebook groups, but it may not be relevant to you. So you may not have a Facebook group, may not be ready for a Facebook group. Those of you in my coaching community, I've got a whole boot camp on groups. Do you need a group? Are you ready for a group? If you want to set up a group, how do you do that? And then once you've got a group, then how do you keep people engaged in a group? Those kind of things. Like, it's a whole boot camp on groups. So that's already in there for you guys to go and access. But if that's relevant to you, groups will help you in the signals. Okay, and getting organic reach if you're leading to a group, those kind of things. Okay, I'm wary of how long I'm talking for, so I'm going to speed it up, and I've got a webinar to host in a minute. So support your organic wins with paid ads. Okay, say that again. Support your organic wins with paid ads. So you don't have to be a full-blown person that is doing Facebook ads, but let's say you put an organic post out and it does really, really well. You get good engagement, you get good interaction, and you think, gee, that was a popular post. Put a few dollars behind it and boost it. Or for those that know a little bit about Facebook ads, do a post engagement ad or a video views ad if it was a video or whatever it is. Like, I've got a beginner's Facebook bootcamp and an advanced Facebook advertising bootcamp in my coaching community for those of you that are in there. So if you want to know how to do a post engagement ad or a likes campaign or a video views ad, any of those things, then that training is all in there. So support your organic wins with paid ads. So they're saying maximize it. Okay. And number 8, let your followers know how to prioritize your content in their news feed. So with Facebook's move towards increased transparency and how the newsfeed ranks, your audience has more control over what they see. Even things like the see first option. So if you go to somebody's page, if you go to my page, and you look on, like, it looks different from a phone. I'm live now. You should be able to click. There's something in the top right-hand corner of my live video. You touch that, a screen should come up at the bottom of your screen on your mobile phone, and it asks you if you want to turn your notifications on for this page. If you don't, or that's business page, guys. Those of you watching in the group, that's different. This is for the page. So turn your notifications on for the page. If you're on a computer, you can go to my page, turn the notifications on, and you can even choose see first. So you can educate your people to turn their notifications on, for one, on a page or in a group. Like, you can turn them on in a group as well. But they can also choose to see general notifications or to see first. So then in their newsfeed, they will see you first. When you post something, you can educate your people to make those choices so then they don't miss your content. So you have some control in, how your content shows up by what you tell other people to do as well. Okay, so that's a handy one. And number 9, empower your people to advocate for you. So the decline of organic reach has savvy marketers turning to tried and true tactics like good old word of mouth. Okay, except it's scale. This is certainly where it's just you and your dog. Blah, 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 blah. If you're empowered to share your brand's content. So it's all about sharing. So you could, like I could say to you right now, if you are working with other people that are building a business or trying to build a business on social media, and you know that the algorithm is something that they should know about or just have some more knowledge around, then please pass this video along to them. So I'm not necessarily going to say to you, push the share button, because that's engagement baiting, because I'm asking you to take an action. But I might say something to you like, so I'm telling you things that I shouldn't be telling you for the purposes of this training, okay? So I'm shooting myself in the foot with my organic reach of this video, because I'm telling you all the things that I shouldn't be telling you. But I can say things to you like, if this content was valuable to you and you believe others could benefit from the information that I've given you in this video, then please, pass this video along to those of you that you work with, that they're in your teams. Like, I can say it in that way. I can also say something like, for those of you that are on a phone, bottom left-hand corner, there's a button there. Smash that button there and get the message out on, this content. So that's the share button. Okay, on a mobile phone. So there's different ways and means that you can ask people to take action. But what number 9 is saying there is empower your people to advocate for you. So that comes down to if you've got good value to share. So you need to earn that right to empower people, depending on what it is that you are sharing with people and whether it's interesting enough for them, entertaining, empowering, funny, inspiring, valuable, all that kind of stuff. So you have to earn that right as well. Okay, so was this valuable to you? If it was, then pass it along to other people that you are working with in this industry, or let them know about this broadcast, because this is important stuff. The last thing you want to do, and those of you that know me well know there's 2 things that I really dislike, and that's wasting money, and I've done plenty of that, trying to learn how to navigate the online world, and it's wasting time. Okay, none of us want to build on social media and waste our time. You don't want to create numerous pieces of content and posts and live videos for it to go nowhere, because your organic reach is shot, because you don't have a brand, your content's all mixed up, and you don't know what you're doing. We want your time on social media to count. You want to put your content in front of your perfect target market audience with your perfect message. So when they go to your page, it's like, yep, I belong here. This is what I need to learn. So if you've got a really, really blasé, bland brand that doesn't tell anybody anything, they don't know if they fit and they're gone. So there's things that you can do, simple things that you can do to help how the algorithm works for you, so how you work it in your favor. So I really hope that that's all very interesting to you, and that those tips sort of help, and to really hone in on looking in the mirror at your audience insights, what's happening in your business, what time are people there. If people are not engaging or interacting, then, for those of you in my coaching community, we're going to talk about all of this in depth in the boot camp, in a couple of weeks' time. So hold on, to that. But Facebook is always going to favor interaction and engagement. Okay, so it's not a numbers game anymore. It doesn't matter how many people like your post. Don't get caught up in that. That's why they're removing likes, and they've taken that away from us to see how many people like things, and sometimes even video views, because it's not about that anymore. It's about building relationships and a sense of community and finding your people. Every single one of you has the ability to find your people. There's billions of people on Facebook. There is enough for me to find my tribe, for you to find your tribe, but we want them to be your tribe, like your perfect prospects. You build up a relationship with them because you put out good content. Facebook sends that content to those people. They know, like, and trust you. Then they come a lead, and then they buy something off you. Okay? So I hope this was all really good. So Lynn, very valuable. Kimberly, wow, thank you, Helen, great content. Susan, wow, amazing value. Olive, great info to know. Thank you, Helen. Mel, great value. Patricia, thanks for sharing this info. Abby, hello. Esther, hello. Janet, thank you. Adita, thank you. Jennifer, thank you. Emma, good morning. Okay, maybe as you jump on, Emma, I am jumping off. But take that seriously, guys. We want your time on social media to count. We want your content to count. We want to maximize your organic reach so you can build the business that you want to build. But please manage your expectations in how long it takes. You need to earn the signals from Facebook first. So content comes first, brand comes first, good content comes first. You do that, you get interaction and engagement, then the algorithm will start working better for you. But you got to earn it in the first place. So if you need to look into the mirror with your brand, your content, and all those kind of things, then maybe that's where you need to evaluate a few things, go into your audience insights in your back office, have a look what's going around, when people are on, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So I'll leave that with you. I really have to go. It's awesome to be here. Thank you for all your interaction and engagement. I'll go back to your comments later, and I'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Okay, bye guys.